if you think you're going to do it in your own strength, then you know what? Yeah, you can do it.
COVID, it's been helping people move their businesses from offline or brick and mortar to online.
Systems are more important than skills as an entrepreneur today.
It's totally okay to reinvent yourself multiple times, especially when you're an entrepreneur.
Welcome to Profitable Coaching Conversations with WendyY Bailey. If you're a coach, speaker, or industry expert, you're in the right place for sales and marketing wisdom and insight to grow your coaching business. Now, here's your host, income acceleration mentor, WendyY Bailey.
Hello, and happy Thursday to you. Welcome to the show, everyone. Yes, I'm WendyY Bailey, and I'm excited to be here, as I always am, to talk to you about income-producing activities for coaches. Just a little bit of an introduction to who I am and why I'm here and what I do and all good stuff like that. I'm WendyY Bailey. I'm known as your income acceleration mentor. Almost 22 years, I'm a veteran business and sales coach for coaches. I like to say I serve people who are in the transformation industry. So if you're a coach, a speaker, a strategist, a mentor, if you're a trainer, if you're a workshop leader, you're in the business of transforming people's lives, their workplaces, their health, their wellness, their relationships, their corporations. All of those folks are transformation experts. And I'm here to show you how to grow and scale your coaching business from 200,000 to over $1 million in annual revenues. So that's what I do. And I do it using marketing strategies, sales strategies. I help you look at your operations and streamline your operations with processes. We talked about repeatable processes last week. And so today is more of that same kind of information where I'm talking to you about income producing activities. And here's how the topic came up, right? The topic came up because over the years of serving my clients, I saw some of them working really, really hard. And they would say, well, Wendy, why? I'm working really, really hard, but I'm just not seeing the financial traction. So when we started to look under the hood of their business and see what was really going on, they were focused on a lot of activities that were non-income producing. So they were focused on stuff like posting on social media. That is a non-income producing activity, right? They were focused on things like writing an ebook, developing content when they already had content, right? Maybe they just needed to tweak their content. But what I saw was either they were focused on non-income producing activities, or they were focused on activities that were not enough, right? They were doing activities at a very low level. So they needed to do more of the right activities. And then they started to see the traction they were looking for in their bottom line profits. So today's topic is all about income producing activities. Now, let me just share that this particular topic that I'm going to be talking about, I'm going to be sharing from a piece of content that I developed. And I want to tell you now that if you want this piece of content for yourself that has a lot more detail, you can send me a direct message and I'm going to get it to you right away. It's not just about you showing up. You've got to send me a direct message to say, hey, I want that information on income producing activities or IPAs. And here's my email address. So you've got to give me that so that I can send it to you. But I'm going to send you the whole thing. Now, the whole thing, I created little pieces of it. And what I saw developing was like a total strategy, income producing activities as a strategy. And so when I saw that developing, I changed the name of it to what to do when you don't know what to do to make money in your coaching business. So it's going to be a real blessing to you to see that, to see all the details. I talk about phases. I give you details about what income producing activities or like examples. I give you examples of non-income producing activities. I also tell you how to get away from some of those non-income producing activities that may be standing in your way. So it's a pretty meaty and robust piece of content. Again, if you want it, you got to DM me and say, hey, WendyY, I want it. Here's my email address to send it to. And that way I can make sure you get it. This whole notion of income producing activities is just one of the pieces of my body of work. I work with my clients in 7 key areas, and I call all 7 of those areas, thank you, the Income Acceleration Roadmap. And as you can see, it includes the I Charge for That mindset, ideal client clarity, and the power of one, business operations, which includes processes, systems, and automation, predictable coaching income so that you can actually predict what you're going to make in a given month, quarter, or year, marketing, messaging, and visibility, and income producing activities. It's a huge strategy that you've got to get well known, you got to get really comfortable with. And then predictable, profitable selling secrets. That's all about what you need to know to sell successfully in the coaching industry specifically. So the Income Acceleration Roadmap is really a visual of my body of work, and the income producing activities is a key part of that I'm going to be sharing with you today. So, when you think about income producing activities, I'm going to give you a little bit of the lay of the land around income producing activities today. And as I give you a little bit of the lay of the land, I want you really thinking about how it can create a shift for you in your coaching business. We're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, I'm going to share, we're going to get into talking about income producing activities. We'll be right back. Being a member of a business mastermind can lead to exponential growth in your coaching business and in your bottom line. But how do you know if the mastermind is right for you? The right mastermind offers an opportunity for you to discover new growth insights and proven business strategies while putting them into practice with the right tools to grow and scale your coaching business. The right mastermind connects you to other high-achieving coaches so you can partner and collaborate. The right mastermind guides your efforts to grow and scale your coaching business. In just a few days, I'm hosting an information call so you can discover how to reserve your seat in the Profitable Coaches Mastermind. You can get all the details at profitablecoachesmastermind.com. You're invited to join this group networking and strategy call, and it's absolutely free. And so is the mastermind. That's right, the Profitable Coaching Mastermind is a high-value complementary opportunity for you to discover how to grow your coaching business. It's also a hands-on workshop designed to offer strategy to scale your coaching business. It's also an activation session with implementation tools you can use to grow and scale your coaching business. That's right, the Profitable Coaching Mastermind is totally complimentary. So save your spot so you can discover how to join the mastermind. This is not a sales call. Nothing will be sold. There will be no selling. There will be no offer. It is an opportunity, so save your spot. This is your opportunity for a collaborative interview, and you get to ask questions and get answers. Hi, Income Acceleration Mentor WendyY Bailey here, and I'm so excited about the Profitable Coaches Mastermind. The information call is designed to give you a little bit more information about it and for you to sort of decide if it's the right time for you at this point. Remember, the information call is complimentary, and so is the mastermind. I'm so excited about it because I got to tell you, I have pulled 3 key pieces out of my body of work. We're going to talk in the mastermind about predictable coaching income. We're going to talk about business operations. And we're also going to talk about how you put your productivity into overdrive to create the sustainability in your coaching business. So be sure to sign up for the information call. I'm going to give you all the skinny when we meet. And I hope to see you in the mastermind as well. See you then. Okay, welcome back. Welcome back. So we're talking about income producing activities today. So it makes sense that I give you a bit of a definition, a really solid definition for income producing activities. So write this down. Income producing activities, or IPAs, are daily, weekly, and monthly activities that move your business forward profitably. Now, I just added the profitably today because I want you to understand that if you want profitability, you got to be focused on IPAs. Income producing activities, or IPAs, are daily, weekly, and monthly activities that move your business forward profitably. Yeah, write it down. I hope you wrote it down. And the key part of this daily, weekly, and monthly activities is all about consistent action. Consistent action. When you're in consistent action in your business, you're going to flourish in all areas, And I know this because after almost 22 years, I have had moments where I've had downtime. I've had moments where I have not been in consistent action. Now, consistent action does not mean that you are grinding. I'm not somebody who believes in a grind. I find a way to work smarter, not harder. The systemization of your processes and automation is a key way for you to work smarter and still be consistent. You know, consistency does not mean, I'm trying to remember who it was. Somebody told me not long ago, I was watching a video, not somebody told me, but I was watching a video, and that person on the video said, you're supposed to be posting on Instagram 3 to 5 times a day. And I looked at the video and I thought, I can't do that. That's not sustainable for me. I don't have the bandwidth personally to post 3 to 5 times on Instagram. I know that my audience is not looking for me to post 3 to 5 times on Instagram. They know that a few times a week, I'm going to be posting something. It's going to be of value. Sometimes I might post every day. They've grown to understand what my consistent action looks like and how it shows up for them. And they plug into it based on that. They engage with me based on my consistency. So here's what I'm saying to you. When you are consistent in the way that serves your ideal client community, then they know how to engage with you based on that consistency, and consistent action builds trust. They can trust you to post certain things. They can trust you to post information that's going to be worthy and something they can benefit from. So create the kind of consistent action that works for you so that you can sustain it over time. You want to make sure you can sustain your consistent action. You want to make sure that your IPAs are something that you can do consistently, right, in a way that impacts your bottom line profits. And you truly want it to impact your bottom line profits. So I'm going to read for just a minute. Consistent action removes your procrastination or low or no activity. When you're in consistent action, you're committed to persevering through whatever is going on. You're committed to activation. That means you're making some stuff happen in your business, and you're committed to implementation. When you're committed to implementation, you're not just thinking about things. I'm a big movie and TV buff, and I'm reminded of this scene from, which movie was it? Was it U.S. Marshals? I think it was U.S. Marshals is the movie. And one of the FBI agents is sitting while the others are running around and they're handling evidence after the scene of, some person they captured. And one of them is sitting around, and he's just, and the boss says, well, what are you doing? And he says, I'm thinking. Well, when you're in consistent action, you're doing more than thinking. You're actually moving forward to create something. You're making something tangible happen. Consistent action also promotes resilience. If something happens personally that slows you down professionally, when you're in consistent action, you can keep moving through it. I interviewed someone yesterday, and they said that their coach had said to them, you got to keep pushing through. And they said, well, I'm tired. Can I take about a break? Can I take about 30 days. And the coach said, no, you got 2 days to get yourself together. You can take a break of 2 days. So consistent action helps you sort of roll through those times when you think, I need a really long break here. And what you find is you're energized through that process of continuing to move forward. You're able to bounce back even more. And I can say the same is true for me. Consistent action challenges you to a done is better than perfect way of being and allows you to naturally evolve your programs and services over time. The cool thing about evolution and the cool thing about done is better than perfect, it doesn't have to be perfect for you to put it to the marketplace. It doesn't have to be perfect for you to, put it into play in your business. Done is better than perfect. And I'm quoting Sheryl Sandberg, who's the previous COO of what is now Meta. And what she was trying to help people understand is you've got to get out of perfection out of your vocabulary. You've got to suspend that whole notion that it has to be just so before you put it to the marketplace or before you use whatever it is you're using. People are human and people know that you're human. So, I'm not saying put something out there riddled with errors or, mistakes or issues or anything. What I'm saying is don't keep ruminating over the work that you're putting to the marketplace. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be excellent. And there's a difference between perfection and excellence. So strive for excellence, not perfection in what you're doing. The last thing I'll say about consistent action is it's crucial because without it, you're not reaching your audience, you're not showcasing your value, and you're not making any money. So IPAs are designed to reach your audience. Did you hear it? IPAs are designed to showcase your value. Did you get it? Showcase your value. And IPAs are designed to make you money. IPAs, IPAs, income producing activities. That's consistent actions, consistent activities, daily, weekly, monthly, and you can even say quarterly, that are designed to move your business forward profitably. So we're going to take another quick break, and then I'm going to give you some examples of IPAs that you can follow. And we're going to talk a little bit about the whole process of coming up with your IPAs. We'll be right back in just a minute.
Hi, I'm Charvette Mitchell, and you're tuned into the Profitable Coaching Conversations show with WendyY Bailey. Like, comment, review, and subscribe now so you're notified when the next episodes go live.
Hi, I'm Barbara J. Faison, your mindfulness and meditation ambassador, and you're tuned into the Profitable Coaching Conversation show with WendyY Bailey. Be sure to like, comment, review, and subscribe so you're notified when the next episode goes live.
Hi, I am Dr. Monique, and you're tuned into the Profitable Coaching Conversation show with WendyY Bailey. Like, comment, review, and subscribe now so you're notified when the next episode goes live.
Yeah, I love my guests and how they show up in those little shout outs is what I call them, because they're committed to this show being a success just as much as they are being a guest on the show. So we're talking about income producing activities, and I gave you a definition. Income producing activities are consistent daily, weekly, monthly actions that move your business forward profitably, right? Because the whole idea of an IPA, that's what the acronym is. The whole idea of an IPA is to be sure that it's creating profitability for you in your coaching business. That's really why IPAs are so important. So let me kind of give you a strategy for how to begin thinking about your IPAs, how to develop your IPAs. When you start thinking about your income producing activities, you always want to ask yourself when you're working on something, whether you're writing something or you're hosting something or you're appearing somewhere, you always want to ask yourself, is this an income producing activity? You've got to know what your income producing activities are. So as you walk through your day, if this is a new concept for you, as you walk through your day over the next couple of days, what I want you to start thinking and asking yourself, is this an income producing activity? When you engage in something, is this going to result in some bottom line boost for me? Is this going to result in revenue? Is this going to result in income? Is this going to produce or create income for me, this activity? So once you get into the habit of asking yourself, is this an IPA? I think you'll start to fine tune and kind of see what your IPAs are. And then you can start to map them to different places and spaces on your calendar. Now I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, so let me back up a little bit. Income producing activities, as I said, consistent activity or consistent action, daily, weekly, and monthly, that leads to income, that leads to profits, that leads to a bottom line impact for you. So let's talk a little bit about how you begin to think about your IPAs. Let me give you some examples. Examples of IPAs are building relationships. That means if you're meeting with people and it's on your calendar that you're talking about collaboration. I've got an appointment this afternoon to talk with someone who has an agency. I don't have an agency, but in my fractional work that I do to serve coaching businesses, I know I need an agency. I know I need to collaborate with someone who does have an agency. So building relationships is a way of consistent actions, daily, weekly, and monthly, that move your business forward profitably. Building relationships, whether it's a collaboration, maybe it's a strategic alliance partnership, maybe it's a joint venture, all of those kinds of conversations that you're having are designed to build relationships that will impact your bottom line profits. The thing that I want to say about, building relationships, when you think of even events that you go to events where you're going to connect with collaborators, where you're going to, meet strategic alliance partners, where you're going to talk to joint ventures, or where you're going to be in front of or beside your potential coaching clients. That means you've got to know who your clients are, so you choose your events wisely. But all of that is about building relationships that will serve you ultimately in your bottom line. The next is sharing your expertise by speaking. Right now, I'm live streaming, right? And I'm on this web TV show. This is an IPA for me. So think about webinars, your keynote presentations, workshops, seminars. If you are speaking, if you're delivering a masterclass, if you're delivering a series, no matter how you're delivering it, it is an IPA because you are sharing your expertise by speaking. Another IPA is, I'm going to save this one for last because this one kind of freaks people out. If you are training or honing your skills, that means you're sitting in a class where you're learning from someone else, or you are teaching or instructing your team, that is an IPA because that is about really mastering efficiency in your business. If you're learning a skill, then it's a skill that's going to ultimately increase the value of your expertise. It is an IPA. If you're teaching someone on your team, you are in fact streamlining again your efficiency and effectiveness, and that ultimately will impact your bottom line. So if you're teaching or training, if you are honing your skills or you're teaching skills to the people on your team, that is an income producing activity for you. If you are placing ads to reach your most ideal clients, that is an income producing activities because ads sell. It's a form of selling, right? These are just some examples of IPAs, but if you're doing ads and it generates leads for you, any kind of lead generation you're doing is going to be an IPA, right? That impacts your bottom line. So this is one that most people don't recognize, they don't know, but it is a powerful, powerful income producing activities. If you are tracking your progress, it is an IPA. If you are tracking what you're doing daily, weekly, monthly, it is an income producing activity. And as an income producing activity, you want to be sure, you want to be clear that you know exactly what goes into that. I have an appointment on my calendar the first of every month, every single month. And what I do is I sit down with an Excel spreadsheet that I've created and I look at my numbers. I look at my key performance indicators. I look at how many subscribers I have. I talked about key performance indicators at the beginning of the month. I look at, who's been opening my emails that I've been sending. I look at, the responsiveness of my post. I look on various social media platforms. I look to see where people are viewing me mostly. I look at all of that and I put it into the spreadsheet, and it helps me evaluate where I need to spend my time next. What's getting the most attention, and if that is truly benefiting me in terms of more sales, more email subscribers, more open rates, whatever that is. I look at all of that. What you track grows. That's a law of attraction strategy. So if you're not tracking what you're doing and the effectiveness of your activities, you're missing out on an IPA that can ultimately help you to fine tune the engine in your business. The last one I'm going to tell you is one of those that most people are kind of freaked out by. Yes, freaked out by. Outbound sales calls are income producing activities. Yes, outbound sales calls. It means you are picking up the phone and you're beginning the process of connecting with potential leads to guide them to places and spaces in your business where they will ultimately buy from you, invest in your coaching, hire you as a coach. Outbound sales calls are huge IPAs. And if you're not doing them, and if you're not doing them, what I want to say to you is start small. If it's something you're really uncomfortable with, when you start small, you can start to look at how many you do. You might do maybe 5 in one day just to see how it feels and to get your confidence. Then you want to grow, and you can do, 10 in one day. You can do, 20 in a week, whatever it looks like for you, but start small doing your outbound sales calls. And when you start small and grow big, you'll get really, really comfortable with the notion of making these outbound sales calls. Your outbound sales calls go to your leads. They go to previous customers. They go to current customers for referrals. Outbound sales calls go to your strategic partners to let them know what you're working on. And based on what you're working on, they can support what you're working on. Outbound sales calls go to people who have opened your emails on your subscriber list. If you don't have their phone number, then you have an opportunity to beef up your sign up so that you have phone numbers for the people who are subscribing to your mailing list. All of what I'm saying is easier said than done, and I know it, but you can do it, but you have to start where you are. Those are examples of income producing activities. There's more insight about that in the document that I said I would give you. And if you miss that, what you got to do is send me a DM with your email address and say, hey, WendyY, I want the piece of content that's entitled, you don't have to say all of this, but the name of the content is what to do when you don't know what to do to make money in your coaching business. I'm going to send it to you via email. And based on that, you'll have the whole strategy of what I'm sharing today. So we're going to take another quick break. And when we come back, I'm going to tell you about non-IPAs. And then I'm going to give you the phases that will help you in moving forward. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Dr. Terry Levine, and you're tuned into the Profitable Coaching Conversation Show with WendyY Bailey. Like, comment, review, and subscribe now so you're notified when the next episode goes live.
Hey, this is Tanya Smith, and you're tuned into the Profitable Coaching Conversation Show with WendyY Bailey. So make sure you like, subscribe, comment now so that you're notified when the next episode goes live.
Hi, I'm Dr. Roberta Shaler, and you're tuned into the Profitable Coaching Conversation Show with WendyY Bailey. Make sure that you like, comment, and review. Subscribe now so that you will know when the next episode goes live, and you'll be glad you did.
Hey, welcome back. You are tuned into the Profitable Coaching Conversation Show with WendyY Bailey. Yes. And we've been talking about income producing activities. I've shared a lot of really actionable content with you today because this particular strategy is important to the health of your coaching business. When you look at your income producing activities and you focus solely on your income producing activities, you're going to see the kind of traction you want in your bottom line that you've been looking for, that you've been yearning for, that you put all of your hard work into. Income producing activities are really at the heart of your success in being profitable. And let me tell you this, they're also at the heart of you creating something that is sustainable. Right? Notice when I talked about consistency in your business, I didn't say get on your grind, girl, and do what you need to do. I don't believe in that. I think that when you're consistent in a way that builds trust with your ideal clients and your leads out in the marketplace, then the money will come. The money will follow. It really also creates the kind of sustainability. So long-term sustainability. I tell people all the time, I'm not still here after almost 22 years because I've done everything great. It's also not because I've been successful the entire time. It's because I've stayed consistent. I've practiced resilience. And, I made sure that my people, my leads, my ideal clients knew that I was still here, right? I stayed here and created the kind of resilience and consistency that I was able to sustain over time, right? Lots of evolution, lots of revolution, but I'm telling you, income producing activities or IPAs are the secret to you being sustainable, to creating lasting and staying power, especially in the coaching industry. So I've talked a lot about what income producing activities are. Now I want to kind of get into what they are not. And this is what I discovered after working with clients who were kind of spinning their wheels on stuff, right? And I don't want you spinning your wheels anymore either. So non-IPAs are activities that waste your time, drain your energy, and that is not what you want to do. IPAs that are, let me say it a different way, non-income producing activities are activities that waste your time, drain your energy, and keep you away from those activities and the success of the activities that will generate income in your business. Yeah. So what are these? Well, WendyY, surfing the web is a non-IPA. Yeah. If you're going online 11 times to look at Facebook and scroll through your feed, or you're looking at stuff online to shop, there's a time for that kind of stuff. There's a time that you set aside to do the fun kinds of things that you want to do. But when you're in work mode, that means that you are not surfing the web. You're going to sites and places with intention, and it's not an IPA if that intention is something other than you producing income. I know I stepped on your toes with that one, right? Surfing the web is a non-income producing activity if it is not designed to help you produce income. And I don't want you trying to justify your web surfing at all. I want you understanding that you have to be really, really intentional when you are performing income producing activities. Another non-income producing activity is checking your emails. If you're checking your emails 50 times a day, you're wasting your time. You need to set aside a time in the morning and in the afternoon or the evening to check your emails. Now, I get a lot of emails, but I have streamlined my email subscriptions. That's the word I'm looking for. So that I'm not looking at, I don't have like tons and tons of emails that are not related to what I want to do. I'm connected to the people that I've decided that I want to be my digital mentors. Those are people that you may or may not know that you want to learn from. And because you want to learn from them, you subscribe to their email list. I've streamlined that so that I know I'm getting emails from the people that I really most want to read. So when I'm reading my emails in the morning, or I'm reading my emails at night, and I mostly do mine at night in transparency, I'm looking to see what I can learn from those digital mentors of mine. I'm not checking my emails 50 times a day, right? I'm not wasting time doing that. That is a time waster if you are doing that. It is a non-IPA. The other thing I want to say about non-IPAs, it's easy to get caught up in what you're doing when you're doing these activities, because they just seem so natural and normal. Well, I was on the computer for 5 hours, but what were you doing on the computer for 5 hours? Yeah, non-IPAs. Posting and checking social media. I already said that. If you're looking at your Facebook feed 11 times a day, then you're wasting time. You need to focus on the right actions when you are doing anything, because if you're focused on something other than the right actions, those consistent actions that I mentioned a few minutes ago, that are IPAs, your non-IPAs will take over, and your business will suffer. The consistency, your business will suffer in all key areas, right? Don't stop, 2 or 3 times during the day to take a selfie. Don't stop when you're at an event to post whatever pictures you've taken at the event. You take the picture, but then later in the evening, when you are posting, right, when you are in your mode to share on social media, you've allotted that time to do it, then you post the event photos, and then you can take your time and you can tag them and talk about the experience and all of that kind of stuff. If you're going to events, don't post while you're at the event. Post once you get back and you have that allotted time to do that, because that is a non-income producing activity. Ultimately, the event might be income producing, right? But the photos are designed to, share your exposure, to share your impact, to give people an insight into some of the things that you do outside of what they would normally think of, right? So make sure that you are not spending a lot of time on social media doing nothing that's going to create a bottom line impact for you. Also, if you are text messaging, now I'm not talking about when you're talking to your team and you're trying to work through challenges, but if you're just texting your friends or whatever during the course of the day, you're wasting time. My friends know that, if I'm not available, I'm not going to respond to them. They still text me, but I get to decide when I'm going to respond to their text messages, because I'm focused on my income producing activities, and I want you to do the same. Multitasking. Let me say it again. Multitasking is a non-income producing activity. I know I just stepped on your toes. I'm so sorry. Ouch. If you are multitasking, science has proven that multitasking is non-productive. Yeah, you think, okay, if I can do this, if I can do all of these different things, if I can do all of these different things, then that says a lot about what I'm able to accomplish. Maybe. But let me assure you that if you are multitasking, you're really wasting your time and dividing your energy, and it's non-productive for you. And if it's non-productive for you, it also means that you are not producing income. Yeah. So multitasking is a non-income producing activity. If you are dealing with physical or mental clutter, physical clutter is environmental. What does your desk look like? What does your house look like? What is the area that you're working in look like? And I'm a believer that if you have an approach to how you maintain your household, most coaches I know work from home, so that's why I'm talking about your household. If you have a systematized approach to how you handle your house, that means you have a handle on your physical clutter. And based on having a handle on it, you may be able to work from anywhere in your house. But wherever you're working needs to be physically uncluttered. Now, mental clutter is, wow, I got some stuff on my mind. I've been dealing with some stuff, and, I'm always dealing with it because I haven't resolved it. Yeah, I haven't resolved it. You want to be in a situation where you have addressed the physical clutter. One of my oldest and dearest friends started out being my professional organizer. She still connects with me from time to time. I still hire her from time to time to help me with my clutter, because I think when you're busy, sometimes the everything has a place, and putting everything back in its place kind of escapes you. And so, you end up with clutter. You end up with stuff everywhere. So occasionally I reach out to her and I say, hey, I really need you to help me get this straightened out. She lives in a whole nother state. We get on video and she's like, well, you need to move this here. And what about that? What if you created a home for this there? And before I know it, she's gotten me right. And she's gotten me in gear to finish uncluttering some of the other areas that I need to. Whatever you need to do to get rid of the physical and the mental clutter, do that. I'm a big believer in terms of the mental clutter. I'm a big believer in getting through the things that get in your way. If it's a relationship thing, you address it. You have a conversation. If you can't have a conversation, then you need to ditch the relationship. Sounds cold, sounds harsh, but it's how I free myself of mental clutter. The other thing that I'll share is, grief for me has been mental clutter for me over the last 2 years. I lost my mom in 22. And one of the things that I invested in was a grief support group. More than 2 years later, I'm still part of that group. So that's part of how I clear the grief clutter in my world. So whatever you need to do, it can be therapy, it can be journaling, it can be meditation, it can be chanting, it can be EFT, acupuncture, it can be Qigong. Whatever you need to do to relieve the mental clutter is going to ultimately help you focus on your income producing activities. Well, Wendy, why? How do I know that I really have mental clutter that I need to get rid of? Try sitting down to focus on something that is an IPA, like making calls or, sitting down and, learning something. If you can't do that without your mind wandering into something else, and I'm saying give it several tries, right? But if you can't do that without your mind wandering, and you doing something else and it's wandering around something in particular, then you have an opportunity to get rid of the mental clutter that you're faced with. Maybe it is meditation, maybe it is prayer, like I said, maybe it is journaling. Whatever it takes for you to get rid of the mental clutter is going to ultimately help you focus on income producing activities specifically. I want to take one last quick break, and then when we come back, I'll tell you more about how you can start to put all of this information together. As a reminder, what you can do is send me a DM, a direct message, and say, WendyY, I want that piece of content. Give me your email address, and I'm going to make sure you get the whole document. That is a whole strategy for income producing activities. So we'll be right back. Being a member of a business mastermind can lead to exponential growth in your coaching business and in your bottom line. But how do you know if the mastermind is right for you? The right mastermind offers an opportunity for you to discover new growth insights and proven business strategies while putting them into practice with the right tools to grow and scale your coaching business. The right mastermind connects you to other high-achieving coaches so you can partner and collaborate. The right mastermind guides your efforts to grow and scale your coaching business. In just a few days, I'm hosting an information call so you can discover how to reserve your seat in the Profitable Coaches Mastermind. You can get all the details at profitablecoachesmastermind.com. You're invited to join this group networking and strategy call, and it's absolutely free. And so is the mastermind. That's right, the Profitable Coaching Mastermind is a high-value complementary opportunity for you to discover how to grow your coaching business. It's also a hands-on workshop designed to offer strategy to scale your coaching business. It's also an activation session with implementation tools you can use to grow and scale your coaching business. That's right, the Profitable Coaching Mastermind is totally complimentary. So save your spot so you can discover how to join the mastermind. This is not a sales call. Nothing will be sold. There will be no selling. There will be no offer. It is an opportunity, so save your spot. This is your opportunity for a collaborative interview, and you get to ask questions and get answers. Hi, Income Acceleration Mentor WendyY Bailey here, and I'm so excited about the Profitable Coaches Mastermind. The information call is designed to give you a little bit more information about it and for you to sort of decide if it's the right time for you at this point. Remember, the information call is complimentary, and so is the mastermind. I'm so excited about it because I got to tell you, I have pulled 3 key pieces out of my body of work. We're going to talk in the mastermind about predictable coaching income. We're going to talk about business operations. And we're also going to talk about how you put your productivity into overdrive to create the sustainability in your coaching business. So be sure to sign up for the information call. I'm going to give you all the skinny when we meet. And I hope to see you in the mastermind as well. See you then. Hey there, welcome back. I'm so glad that that information came up about the mastermind because I want to extend a special invitation to you to join the Profitable Coaches Mastermind. You just heard it, but I want to nail it home a little bit more for you. Be sure that you sign up for the networking and strategy call at profitablecoachesmastermind.com. That's Profitable Coaches Mastermind. It's a group networking and strategy call. You get to come, you get to tell about yourself. Yes, you need to be camera ready so that you can share. This is an income producing activity for you because it's networking. It's also an opportunity for you to hone your skills. All of this is part of this particular networking and strategy call. It's a group of about 20. I think there are no more than 20 seats available. I have several dates available that you can jump on, and I would really invite you to be part of that. Signing up for the networking and strategy call is just a prelude to the mastermind. The mastermind is a 3-day, 2-hour per day mastermind, and it's chock full of lots of information. I told you the 3 areas are, we are going to talk about income producing activities. We are going to talk about predictable coaching income. And yes, we're going to delve deeply into a conversation about business operations or repeatable processes. So reserve your spot for this networking and strategy call at profitablecoachesmastermind.com. profitablecoachesmastermind.com. I really want to see you there if you're someone who is, in a position where you're like, you know what, I've been doing this a long time, but I have not gained the traction that I really want. If you're someone who aspires to grow beyond your current annual revenues from 200,000 to over $1 million, this is the right strategy call for you to be part of. If you want to be around like-minded people who are in a similar space that can support your success and encourage you from the behind the scenes, this is a place where you can get that kind of support as well. So let me give you like this 3-step strategy that's going to help you gain clarity about putting your daily, weekly, and monthly IPAs together. Once you identify your IPAs, you've got to start to activate them. And what I mean when I say activation, you've got to put them into action. You've got to make them work. It's sort of like when you have a new electronic device and they give you a remote. It doesn't work until you put the batteries in. So this strategy is about putting the batteries in your income producing activities so that they begin to work for you. So activate them requires that you set aside time on your calendar to do them. Okay, you've got to set aside time to do your income producing activities. That means that if you are still looking for your call list and who you're going to call during your outbound calls, you need to set aside time to identify those potential clients, those existing clients, those online and offline speaking gigs, those conference hosts, those meeting planners. This is when you're actually going to be doing the work. So it needs to be set aside on your calendar. If you need to create a script or gather contact information or any of that kind of stuff, if you need to look at your pricing, tweak it. If you need to change your offer in some way, tweak it, then this is your time to do it. Planning and preparation is the first phase of activating your IPAs. Okay. The second phase of your IPAs is understanding affirmation and activation. Once you've engaged in planning and preparation, you're ready to set aside time on your calendar. I said that. Keep in mind that your planning and preparation is ongoing because surely you're going to be adding and taking people off. You're going to be updating and making notes, and you're going to be doing this process that's going to get you in the energetic flow of success and implementation. It's also important to encourage yourself as you prepare for these IPAs, for working on them. Invest in empowering thoughts. I always have my vision board. Let me show it to you real quick if I can. This is my 2024 vision board. Oh, this virtual screen is making it kind of hard. Okay, so you can't see my vision board, but I have my vision board right here. I also have a memento right here of my mom with her 4 kids. I have my mission statement right here on the wall. All of those things. I have my financial target right here on my wall so I can always see what that is. Whatever you need to do to affirm what you're about to do, to position yourself from a mindset perspective about the work you're doing to activate your IPAs, that's what you need to surround yourself with, right? That's what you need to surround yourself. And the third thing is execution and implementation. Execution and implementation. In this phase, you're actively engaged in performing your IPAs. Remember, the first phase is planning and preparation, where you're gathering all of the information that you need to actually begin working on your IPAs. The second is affirmation and activation. That's where you're letting you know. Thank you. You're letting yourself know that you're going to make this happen. It's going to be really successful. You're kind of pumping yourself up. I envision it being like you are an athlete. Maybe you're a professional basketball player or a professional football player. They have to psych themselves up. They have to get their game face on. They have to be in the right space mentally. And so whatever they need to do that is what they do. And then execution and implementation is the last one, where you're actually doing your IPAs. Your IPAs are activities that help you make money, earn incomes, accelerate your bottom line profits. This is when you make sales. If you get discouraged, revisit phase 2 so that you can affirm where you are, so that you can really affirm what you're doing in a way that really serves and supports you. The more you engage in executing and implementing your daily, weekly, or monthly IPAs, the more success you'll see, and it'll be reflected in your bank account. So I've been talking about IPAs today, income producing activities. And, income producing activities, as a reminder, are daily, weekly, and monthly activities, consistent actions that move your business forward profitably. I've said it several times. I want to say it again, because if you're focused on the right activities, these income producing activities, what you're going to find is your business is going to see the impact of that. One of my clients, he was a guest on my show, Lawrence Berger. He is a poet, but he's also a success person. I'm going to call him a success coach, because the cool thing about him, and I know he watches the show every week, so shout out to you, Lawrence. The cool thing about him is he set aside time in his day where he starts at like 4:30 in the morning and he works until like 12 at night. I just think that's phenomenal. That's a grind to some degree, but I want you to know he understands the value of income producing activities, because he sets his prices in a way that reflects it. And nothing is perfect, right? He goes for excellence, not perfection. So again, shout out to you, Lawrence, for the job you do calendaring your IPAs and then working your calendar in a way that works to your bottom line benefit. I told you guys I was going to start showing a card every episode. I've missed the last 2. So what I want to share now is the card for today. I waited a long time out in the world before I gave myself permission to fail. Please don't even bother asking. Don't bother telling the world you are ready. Show it, do it. And that is from Peter Dinklage. And you know him from Game of Thrones. I didn't watch Game of Thrones, so I don't know what his character's name was. But Peter Dinklage is the little person. He is he has a form of dwarfism. So hopefully that'll jog your memory. But he says, don't tell anybody, show it and do it. That's what I want you to do with your income producing activities going forward. I hope this has been really helpful for you today. As a reminder, 3 quick things. I want to make sure that you know, been sharing from a piece of content called What to Do When You Don't Know What to Do to Make Money in Your Coaching Business. I'm going to give you the whole strategy in this piece of content. All you have to do is send me a direct message in my inbox and send me your email address and say, WendyY, I want that strategy. Okay. And I'm going to send it to you. The second thing is I want to invite you to join the networking and strategy call for the Profitable Coaches Mastermind. I'm going to tell you about it. You'll get to network. You'll get to tell more about yourself. So definitely go to profitablecoachesmastermind.com. And then finally, join the after party at profitablecoachingsociety.com. That's a group of more than 400 coaches and members who are there getting support from each other. There's a lot going on over there, and there's even more to come. So go to profitablecoachingsociety.com. That's profitablecoachingsociety.com. So thanks everybody for being here. We're going to be on hiatus for the next week, but join us the second week of March when we'll return with a bonus, with a guest episode of the show. And I'll be back in 2 weeks on Thursday to talk about following the income acceleration roadmap. I'll see you guys soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thanks so much for tuning into Profitable Coaching Conversations with WendyY Bailey. Be sure to join us at the after party at www.profitablecoachingsociety.com. We'll see you next time for more sales and marketing wisdom and insight from WendyY and her amazing guests. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you know when new episodes are posted.